Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Once again, we'll be making this pinafore reversible 720 peplum. Here are the things I'll be using: 1.5 yard of two different material, that is total of 3 yards. Here I've already drafted out my normal bodies, but I'll go ahead and explain it for you. Here I have neck width is 3 inches. Then the neck depth is 1.5. I go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then from there I get my armhole from shoulder to my half length minus 2 inches because I'll be adding it band, then plus 1 inch for seam allowance. So from my shoulder I'll be going in by 1 inch. Then on the bodies I'll be taking my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5. So I will go ahead and connect the two lines. So this will serve as the back pattern. This is the back pattern. I'll go ahead and trim out the rough edge, the places I'm not using. So I will use this pattern to trace out the back materials, because the two materials is serving as main material and lining. So while cutting, I added all the size ½ inch for seam allowance. While the neck, I added just 3/4 of an inch for the seam allowance. So I'll go ahead and trace out the other material. So I've already traced out the main one and the under one. This is the back pattern. So let's go ahead and draft out our front using the back pattern. The only thing I have to do is to go in, at the initial time I minus 1.5 on the neck width, on the neck depth, sorry. So now I'm minusing total of 3 inches. That is 1.5 plus 1.5, which is 3 inches now. I'll go ahead and cut it out. This will serve as our front pattern. So I went ahead and cut the front materials, and I added all the lines ½ inch. I added all the lines, and I did not cut this one on fold. I opened everywhere. While on the back pattern I cut it on fold, on the front I opened everywhere. So for our 720 peplum, we need to get the radius that we use to cut out this peplum. 720 is 360 times 2, that is 360, 360, 720. So to get the radius, we will go ahead and divide our waist. The waist I'm making use of is 32 inches divided by 2, which will give me 16 inches. So I will use this 16 inches and find out the radius. The formula will be radius equals to C over 3.25. This is the formula for finding radius, and this formula is constant. So my R will be C is 16, that is half of my waist measurement, over 6.25. So I'll go ahead and divide 16 by 6.25, and I have R now is equals to 2.5. So this is the radius. This is the radius that I'm looking for. So for the length of the material, I'll be minusing full length, that is from shoulder to full length, which is 23, minus my half length, which is 16. I'll be having 7. So the length of the material I'll be cutting out is 7. So to determine the clothes that you are going to fold, you add this 7 plus the radius. It will give me 9.5. I added it 1 inch seam for allowance, which is now 10.5. So I'll be folding in 10.5. So this is 10.5. I'll go in by 10.5 again, then now fold. So from the tip, I'll be tracing out the 10.5. After which I will trace the 2.5, which is serving as waist. So I will go ahead and cut it out. This is the first one. So we need 2 of these to complete the 720. This is just 360. So I've already went ahead and cut it too. So I will go ahead and cut it on the other material. So here are the 4 circles. Here are the 4 circles. So I went ahead and cut the waistband. I cut 3 inches. By the time I fold the up and down, it will remain 2 inches. 3 inches by 2 of your waist measurement. That is, you times the length will be 2 times of your waist. So I went ahead and gum it. You can make use of any gum, but here I use Estee. You can make use of any gum of your choice. I don't want it to be that strong, so I went ahead and used Estee. I opened the circles. So this is how this one is looking like now. I opened the 4 circles. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join each of the material by half an inch. I'll join this one and join this other one by half an inch. After joining, I ironed it open, this one as well. So I will go ahead and trim the mouth because I don't want my own mouth to be this pointed. I want it to be curvy. You can choose to leave yours this way. I go in by 3 inches, then I now curve. So the next thing I'll be doing is to close the down part of the peplum, starting from here, the tip. I'll go round by half an inch. So I've already closed the down part by half an inch. No need of adding crinoline on this particular tutorial. So I'll go ahead and open it up and iron. So for the up, I'll be joining the shoulders of the 2 different materials, shoulder to shoulder. Here I've already joined them and iron open. So the next thing is to close the neck, the front, the side, and then I will leave here being the down. Then I close the other side. I'll be leaving the down parts. Close the neck by half an inch, those inches that we added for seam allowance, while I'll be leaving the down part, both the front and the back. So I've gone ahead and stitched it, the side, the neck, and the front. I'll go ahead and notch the neck so that it will be relaxed after turning it to the right side. So I will from that down part and turn the material to the right side. I've turned it to the right side and iron. This is how it's looking like. So the next thing we need to do is to get the center of the band. After getting the center of the band, you get the center of the peplum, which you have already turned out and ironed. Just watch carefully and you see how I turn it. Each material facing its side, then the peplum in the middle. then I will go ahead and stitch around. I've already stitched and ironed it. Then for the up part, I iron 1/2 inch in. Just watch, you will understand what I'm saying. I trace out the center, which I also trace out the front center also. I went ahead and notched it. Then I insert the up in the band. Just watch carefully. I'll be inserting this, and by this time I've already measured the waist and it's corresponding. Make sure you measure your waist. I insert it 1/2 inch. I've already stitched it down. I went ahead and stitched the 1/2 inch that I insert. So for the front, you trace the where the peplum stops and insert the each side of the front. After which I will go ahead and stitch also. After stitching it, then I will stitch the remaining band. This is the finished look.